Hey, welcome back to Dave Tries This. I'm David, and this is the Anycubic Cobra 3 V2 combo. Okay, the printer's not out yet, so I can't actually show it to you, but it looks identical to the original Cobra 3, and you can find my review of that up there. And since I did a review of the Cobra 3, Anycubic reached out and asked me to let you know about the new version and the new features. If you're watching this in May of 2025, it has just gone on pre-sale. There is a link to the pre-sale down below. If this pre-sale is anything like their other pre-sale events, this will go very quickly. A lot of the features here are based on user feedback, and the big one in this printer is that you can now print to 8 colors or 8 different filaments because you now can stack up 2 of their Ace Pro filament systems. Some people were making their own adapters so you could use 2 of the filament systems, but they're kind of janky. They had to print them themselves and kind of zip tie them together. This is official support for multi-filament printing using 2 of their systems. If you're not familiar with a multi-filament system, or maybe if you are, most people think of them so you can have 8 different colors. But the cool thing really is that you could also have 8 different types of filament, or you could have 4 spools of PETG and 4 spools of PLA, and then switch between them instantly when you're doing different print jobs, which is great. I have a whole video about the use of multi-filament systems, which you can find up here as well. So the printer is a 600mm per second printer, which means you're kind of bending the space-time continuum when you print with it. They are really fast. Now with the Cobra 3 V2, Anycubic is upgrading multiple features to make it more powerful, more functional, faster, and smarter. Okay, so let's start with the upgrades. They have beefed up the X and the Y axis, so the printer is sturdier. A sturdier print axis means more accurate printing and fewer failed prints. They've also added a smart auto-leveling system that only checks the part of the bed that you're printing on. I really like that because if you're printing something small, I don't really need the whole bed leveled. I just really want to make sure that the area under the print is level. I think we're at the start of an era of printing that's more attuned to the objects that you're printing, which will bring all kinds of improvements. Anyhow, so after Anycubic announced this printer, they launched the Cobra S1, which is a direct competitor to the Bamboo P1 and X1 series of printers, and you can find a link to my review of that here. The Cobra S1 is a very solid competitor to Bamboo, and it has a better high-flow nozzle system than the original Cobra 3, and now it's the same nozzle that is used in the Cobra 3 V2. A better nozzle means less variation from print to print, which means you get better prints. But it also means that if you have both the Anycubic S1 and the Anycubic Cobra 3 V2, you don't have to buy different nozzles for the 2 of them. That's something you do have to do on the Bamboo P1 or X1 and the A1 systems. The printer also has a built-in camera and a light, so you can monitor your prints remotely nanny-cam style. The camera also allows for time-lapse videos, which I thought was really strangely missing from the Cobra 3, so I'm glad that it's in the V2. The printer also has AI spaghetti detection to detect failed prints and stop them before you get a floor full of filament noodles. This is a very welcome addition to the Cobra 3 line. Setup on the original Cobra 3 was super easy. It took me about 30 minutes to go from unboxing the printer to printing, and it all connects with the Anycubic app on your phone. That app has a model database built in, so you can search for things that you want to print, and with a single tap of the button, you can just go printing right away. On the desktop side, Anycubic has a new slicer called AnyCubic Slicer Next. If you're going to use the Cobra printers, you have to go get that because it provides the full support for the printers. Okay, so now an important question is how well does it print, and let me show you. One of these was printed on the Bamboo P1S with their multi-filament system, and one of them was printed on the Anycubic Cobra 3, and I can no longer remember which one is which. They both do a really good job with printing. This lightsaber that I modeled and printed was printed on a combination of the Bamboo P1S and the Anycubic Cobra 3. The multicolor piece down here at the bottom and the multicolor piece up here on the top was done on the Cobra 3, and the section here was done on the P1. Okay, so there's all the specs of the Anycubic Cobra 3 V2, and I'll be doing a full review of the printer as soon as I get one in from Anycubic. If you have any questions about the Cobra 3, the Cobra 3 V2, or the Cobra S1, leave them in the comments below. I am happy to answer your questions about those printers, or really about any printer. For Dave Tries This, I'm David Schloss, and as always, thanks so much for giving this a try.